Have you ever wondered who the worst dad in cartoons is? You might think of Homer Simpson or Peter Griffin, but what if I told you the worst dad is actually from Adventure Time? That's right. We're talking about Warren Ampersand. You probably don't remember him anymore. He is Jake's biological father, and possibly the most manipulative, selfish, and downright sinister parent in animation history. We could say that he persons for his whole life. Diving deep into Warren Ampersand's story to uncover why he takes the crown as the worst dad in cartoons. For the longest time, Jake believed his stretchy powers were nothing more than an accident. He famously told Finn and others, "I went into the mud, and I guess I became a magic dog." But as it turns out, Jake couldn't have been more wrong. The first clues about Jake's origins come in the episode Joshua and Margaret Investigations, Season 6, Episode 16. Jake shares a story about his parents, Joshua and Margaret, encountering a mysterious blue, shape-shifting creature while investigating a pie theft. This encounter wasn't ordinary. Joshua gets bitten by the creature, and over time, a strange blue lump grows on his head. Eventually, the lump bursts open, revealing baby Jake. Rather than question his bizarre birth, Joshua and Margaret lovingly raise Jake as their own. But they never tell him the full truth about where he came from. To me, this seems so wrong. It's like, I will raise the baby of a mosquito. Even so, this left us, the audience, with so many questions. Who was this shape-shifting creature? Why did it attack Joshua? And how did this bizarre event connect to Jake's powers? The answers finally come in the first investigation, Season 10, Episode 8. In this episode, Jake encounters the mysterious blue creature again, this time learning the shocking truth. The creature reveals itself as Warren Ampersand, Jake's biological father. Warren wastes no time lying to Jake, spinning a tale about how Jake is part of a great prophecy. According to Warren, Jake is destined to save their home planet from a monstrous threat named Exino. But this prophecy is a complete fabrication. Warren's real plan? To steal Jake's stretchy powers and use them to rejuvenate himself, extending his life at the expense of his son's vitality. Warren manipulates Jake, pretending to be a loving father and calling him son to gain his trust. He stages a fake fight against a made-up monster, pushing Jake to stretch his powers to their limit. It's all part of his scheme to make Jake's abilities ripe for stealing. So, what makes Warren Ampersand worse than other bad cartoon dads? Let's break it down. Selfish manipulation. Warren doesn't care about Jake as a person. To him, Jake is nothing more than a tool to extend his own life. He fakes affection, stages elaborate lies, and even puts Jake in danger, all to serve his own selfish goals. Abandonment. Unlike other bad dads who are at least present in their children's lives, no matter how poorly, Warren abandons Jake entirely after his birth. He only reappears when he realizes Jake's powers can benefit him. Betrayal. Warren's betrayal runs deep. He pretends to be a loving father, only to reveal he's willing to drain his own son's life, forced to survive. This isn't just bad parenting, it's predatory and cruel. No redeeming qualities. Unlike characters like Homer Simpson or Peter Griffin, who at least show love for their families in their own flawed ways, Warren has zero redeeming moments. His only concern is himself, and he's willing to sacrifice anyone to achieve his goals. The worst part is that he is doing this for probable hundreds of years. Now I will compare Warren with others hated cartoon dads. First, Peter Griffin, Family Guy. Peter is neglectful and selfish, often embarrassing his kids. However, he doesn't intentionally harm them. His bad parenting stems from ignorance. Why Warren is worse. Warren manipulates Jake on purpose, using lies to exploit and drain his son's life force. Unlike Peter, his actions are calculated and malicious. Second, Homer Simpson, The Simpsons. Homer's short temper and careless behavior make him a bad dad, but his love for his kids occasionally shines through. Why Warren is worse. Homer's bad parenting is unintentional. While Warren pretends to care, just to manipulate Jake for his own survival. Third, Fire Lord Ozai. Ozai is physically and emotionally abusive, scarring Zuko and prioritizing power over his family. Why Warren is worse. Ozai's cruelty is horrifying, but Warren takes it further. He uses Jake's trust as a weapon, actively trying to destroy his son to extend his own life. Continuing the story, despite Warren's manipulation, Jake ultimately sees through his lies. During their final confrontation, Jake swaps the power transfer belts, taking back his stretchy abilities and leaving Warren in a weakened state. In a final act of courage, Jake throws Warren toward a black hole, ensuring he can never harm anyone, especially Jake's own children again. While Warren's fate remains ambiguous, his chilling last words, "I'm going 4D, baby," suggest that his presence may still loom over Jake in some way. This moment is a testament to Jake's resilience. Despite discovering the horrifying truth about his biological father, Jake chooses to protect his loved ones and embrace his true family, Finn, Lady Rainicorn, and their kids. But this isn't all. His name is also not just random. Warren refers to a complex, maze-like structure, symbolizing the deceptive and manipulative web of lies Warren spins to trap Jake. Ampersand and represents connection. Warren's entire existence revolves around forming toxic, exploitative bonds with his offspring to prolong his own life. Together, his name reflects his identity, a manipulative entity who entangles others in his schemes to sustain himself. To me, it still seems strange how his name is such a coincidence. It may be because of the author for us viewers to think, or it could be that someone else from the Adventure Time universe created him. Maybe we'll find out something about him in the new series. Although it's also interesting if everything remains a mystery. Warren Ampersand could be a primordial monster, but I don't think so. He seems too weak. I mostly think that Warren Ampersand directly a primordial being, but Matt B. he is a variation of one, kind of like how the Ice King is an elemental variation. This would also complement the theory that Jake has a sort of reality warping. For me, Warren Ampersand isn't just the worst dad in Adventure Time. He might be the worst dad in cartoon history. His lies, manipulation, and complete disregard for his son's well-being make him a chilling example of toxic parenthood, even if he didn't raise him. The worst part is the sexual assault, which he has been doing for hundreds of years, even if everything is summed up in a bite to be suitable for a children's post. But what makes this story so compelling is Jake's response. Despite Warren's betrayal, Jake overcomes the trauma, showing strength, love, and selflessness, qualities that define him as a character. Want to see the fall of cartoons? Watch the video on the screen. And I already said that if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe so I can broke YouTube.